So, question asked, how do I feel about Montserrat? And that question requires deep thoughts, and I have to think clearly, think properly when it comes to answering that question. First of all, I am in love with Montserrat, and I always do my best to make sure that I help the people as much as possible, especially when it comes to my business. I try to have products available and I try to offer the best price possible. And I've been doing that for many years, doing my best to, make things affordable for people. So the question is, how do I feel about Montserrat? And I'm thinking hard because I need to answer this question as accurately as possible. Should I think about Montserrat like looking at a ship sinking and I should actually jump off the ship before the ship sink? Or should I go on the ship and try to get a bucket and bail out the water before the ship sink? And I think for years I've been actually trying to bail out the water from the ship so that the ship don't sink. And I think that the people in Montserrat have been doing that for many years. Some people left, and you can't be upset with people for leaving. People leave for different reasons. Some people are not willing to stay on a ship that is sinking. They rather just leave the ship and let the ship sink. But some people are willing to actually stay and try to do whatever they can to help the ship stay afloat. Saying all that is basically to say that we who stay back in Montserrat actually love Montserrat. And the people who leave Montserrat, we are hoping that they leave to get some help to bring back to Montserrat. Because Montserrat need all the help it can get. And that's why when people speak about diaspora, they speak about diaspora with only one thing in their mind, that diaspora should come back to Montserrat and rebuild. But I'm saying that diaspora doesn't just mean coming back to Montserrat and build houses. I'm saying that the diaspora should develop contacts, should develop new skills that will help Montserrat. Montserrat is beautiful, but Montserrat is getting real tough. Our population is depleting fast. And I'm still waiting on the census results to see exactly what they came up with. And I'm wondering if, in case, they will actually tell the people the truth when they really add up the numbers. Because the numbers could be very bad. And if, in case, that the census reveals certain things, and if, in case, the census was to even reveal how much people are actually Montserratians and how much people are not from Montserrat, then we would have a better understanding as to exactly what's happening in Montserrat. So when I look at my data and my shop system in terms of customers, because we usually put in the customers' names in the system, it is very obvious to me that a lot of people have left Montserrat. A lot of people have left Montserrat. And when you really think about Montserrat, majority of the houses on the north side, they belong to people from the north who actually decided they're not staying in Montserrat, they're leaving Montserrat and rent out their house. And that says a lot, because if majority of the people who actually own houses in the north side decide they're not staying, they're willing to leave Montserrat and rent their house. That says a lot. So I have to give respect and appreciation to all the people who actually stay in Montserrat to keep Montserrat open. Because if everybody decided to leave Montserrat, Montserrat would not be open for business as usual. And of course, because we stay here, this allows the people who left Montserrat to be able to come back in St. Patrick's to enjoy themselves for a week or two. So we have to appreciate the people in Montserrat who stayed back to keep Montserrat open. Sometimes, honestly, I want to leave Montserrat because Montserrat could become very slow, very dead, especially when you're running a business. A business cannot grow without people. The less people you have, the less business you have. The less people you have, the more expensive things get. And that is one of the issues in Montserrat. We don't have population. And because we don't have population, it means that the little amount of people that stay back in Montserrat have to bear the burden and cover everything in Montserrat. So that is the reason why Montserrat is in the situation it is, because we don't have population and we're not able to find a way how to get population or get people to come back to Montserrat. Because really and truly, there is nothing to offer to people for them to come back to Montserrat. And that is the reason why we have to make changes and we have to have a different mindset and we have to have a plan. The governments have 5 years, and that means the government need to really have a plan and something they're trying to reach in every year, a goal they're trying to reach every year. So if in case you start off with access, which is extremely important, if you start off with access, you should try to have a goal and have a plan to say, within a year, you're trying to fix the access issue. And okay, you fix the access issue in 1 year. Let's say you could fix the access issue in 1 year. You would have done better than all the previous governments. Imagine you fix one issue. That means you fix more than the previous governments. Let's say that Montserrat was able to own their own ferry. That means you fix an issue that nobody else could fix. And I have no issues saying these things so people could actually think about them and maybe use them, because it's not about me and not about politics and not about position. It's simply about getting Montserrat to be in a better state. And the reason why I say access is very important is because in order for us to actually speak about tourism, the ferry is very important because we need to use the ferry to help with tourism. Right now, the other day, I was at bay with my daughter, and when I was there, the ferry was just there in the water. They said that the ferry contract is $8 million, and when you go to the bay, the ferry just there sitting, not doing anything. You know, when this ferry should have been going back to Antigua to bring people on detours to Montserrat. I know people are listening to me, so I'm hoping that somebody will just take this idea and use it. But then again, 31st of March, this ferry is out of Montserrat. The contract's finished. And I'm not sure what happens after that, and nobody is sure what's going to happen after that when it comes to the ferry. But I'm saying, if in case a person could go into government and they could even pick one issue and fix one issue per year, just one, the people of Montserrat would know exactly that something is happening in Montserrat. Only one thing you need to fix a year, if even just one. Just fix one issue. And then you go and fix the next one. So you go deal with access, and access automatically is tied to tourism. And then you go and fix what? You fix food security. You fix education. You know, fix something every year. And people would actually know. So at the end of 5 years, you'll be able to say, yeah, I did this and I did that and I did this and I fixed this and I fixed that. I mean, as a businessman, that's the way how a business person think. You want to fix one issue at a time. You can't fix everything one time, and you have to let the people know straight up. This is how I'm going to do things. I'm going to try and fix one issue at a time. So the people cannot say that you didn't tell them you're trying to fix one issue at a time, and ask the people for their opinions. Let the people get involved. Because if you allow people to get involved in terms of giving ideas and suggestions, at the end of the day, suppose the public say they don't want to deal with access first, they want to deal with health care or whatever the case may be. And you decide, okay, majority of people say they want to deal with health care first, so I'm going to deal with health care first. At the end of the day, people can't say that they're not involved. Yes, we know that people are going to have all kind of different opinions and all kind of, things in their head as to what is best. That's the reason why you hire or elect politicians to actually represent you, because the politician have to just stand up and say, this is what I'm going to deal with first. So let's deal with this first. And that's the reason why majority of people would choose people. Only 9 persons they choose, and how much people in government? Four. Yeah, four become ministers. So at the end of the day, when you ask me the question how I feel about Montserrat, Montserrat is a beautiful place. I love Montserrat with all my heart. But we have to come up with different ways to actually help to fix Montserrat. Because if we don't come up with different ways to fix Montserrat, a lot of us are not going to be here for the next election. And I myself may not be even be here for the next election if in case Montserrat continue to go down the hill. If we keep going down and the ship keeps sinking, after a while you have to bail out. So thank you. Have a good day.